Okay, look, it's not like I forgot to do this video. I mean, I know I should have done it, but I feel like I should really do this review since the reaction's uploading. So, with Spongebob Feral Friends, that's what I want to talk about right now, with Feral Friends. This episode is basically about this eclipse that goes on in Bikini Bottom that turns fish into primitive form. So Neptune's moon is kind of like the eclipse. This episode is very creative, and when it hits SpongeBob and his friends, they all become primitive, like SpongeBob becomes a sponge, Patrick becomes a starfish, Squidward becomes a squid, Mr. Krabs a crab, Mrs. Puff a pufferfish, and Larry the lobster. Sandy doesn't get affected because she's a land creature. What I really love about this episode is Frenchie the narrator interacting with Sandy. We've never seen that before. And he's like, yes, how does he say it? I've just calculated that the Neptune's moon can only be dissolved by the volcano. He says something like that. The only way for the eclipse to stop is if it's in a volcano. Masterful. Volcanoes. So Sandy has to save her friends from Squidward because he's actually a primitive predator trying to eat them. Because when you're a squid, I think he devours those kind of creatures. Oh, and also, Patchy the Pirate makes an appearance in this episode, which is really awesome, because we haven't seen Patchy for a very, very long time. It's really odd he comes in this episode. It's really fast-paced, and it's really good to see all the other characters turn to primitive form. I mean, it's not really good, but then it is good when you see the animation going on. I mean, of course, she saves the day, the eclipse is dissolved, but then it comes back once again, but this time it turns Sandy into primitive form. And then French narrator meets Patchy, of all things, and Potty turns into a pterodactyl. Now, here I think that's more of a pro and a con, because pterodactyls are not birds. They're not derived from birds. Archaeopteryx and velociraptors, they derived from birds. Birds are velociraptors and archaeopteryxes. Pteranodons and pterodactyls are not. They're just reptilian dinosaurs with membrane wings. Kind of like Aerodactyl, but when you think about it, Aerodactyl's more of like, you kind of compare. Aerodactyl looks more like this flying dinosaur right there. Wherever it is. No, it's not a pterodactyl, but yeah, it's a Jurassic World Cup. Now, Don't Wake Patrick is just basically SpongeBob trying to stop Patrick from sleepwalking, and he gets into all these bizarre situations. I don't really want to talk about that because I want to talk about Feral Friends. And also, I also watched The Loud House, and it turns out that Lincoln Loud is not adopted. I knew from the fact that he was born. I gotta tell you guys a spoiler. This is not just gonna be SpongeBob. Lincoln Loud was not adopted. He was actually born in a limo in the president's car, and the first lady delivered him. Mind blown. So yeah, your theories about Lincoln being adopted, no. He was born. I think the white hair came from his grandparents' side. That's probably another reason why people thought he was adopted. But no. And also, I said in the reaction, are you guys aware that Close Enough is getting only one season? Seriously, J.J. Quinzel, even for you, Close Enough is actually a good breath of fresh air to regular show's death. It's the one time you might save it. Regular show. Now, I'm aware that some guy said only 13 episodes of Close Enough will be made, and that it's only gonna have one season. No! You can't do that! You need another season. I mean, seriously, J.J. Quinzel, keep the writers going. Animate stuff. Go put some friggin' regular show cameos in there. Put Mordecai. Put Rigby. Put Chad. Put Jeremy. Don't let it fade. Seriously, don't let it fade.